iPads are here, and it's exciting times. Before I unbox these in this video, we're gonna be talking about which color is the best, what size is probably the better size to get. Is a Magic Keyboard worth it? Is the Apple Pencil Pro worth it? So we're gonna be taking a look at a good amount of things. So without further ado, let's get right into it. First box we got here. Okay, so we got the Apple Pencil Pro, the black Magic Keyboard, the white Magic Keyboard, and we got the iPad Pro 11-inch. Holy crap, these are a lot of products. We're gonna be talking about a lot of stuff today. Okay, so here we go. We got the first product. Oh man, right off the bat, holy crap, oh wow. Holy crap, this thing is light, man. This thing is light and thin. Okay. Look, first thing I'm gonna say is right off the bat, okay, so you know how everybody's been talking about like thinness and everything like that, and initially I was like, okay, what does it matter if a device is like much thinner? And then I also saw like comparisons, I'm like, yeah, it's not a really big deal. This is old M1 iPad Pro, and this is the M4 iPad Pro, the new one. Okay, so this is the difference. Like if we wanna zoom in here, like here we go. Like on paper, honestly, this does not look like a big difference, but I'll tell you right now, holding these things actually in hand, it feels like a big difference. Okay, it actually feels like a significantly thinner and lighter iPad, even weight-wise. I mean, that's definitely noticeable. Definitely noticeable. Now I'm worried because coming into this video, I was like 100% sure I'm gonna go with the 11-inch iPad Pro, but like, seeing how light and thin this thing has actually gotten, but we'll pair it with the Magic Keyboards and then we'll get back to this, okay? So yeah, it is quite thin, I like it. Okay, so in the box you have a nice braided USB-C cable, that's great, and then you get the charging brick as well. Now next I'm gonna unbox the 11-inch iPad Pro. Wow. This like almost feels like an iPad mini for some reason. I don't know how to explain it, but I'm digging it. So this does come with a color matched cable. So if you do go with the space black version of the iPad Pro, then you do get the space black cable. Right off the bat, I'm gonna tell you right now, this 11-inch iPad Pro seems much more manageable, right? In your hand, this actually feels like a tablet that I can use on a day-to-day basis. I can, you know, whether I wanna do my planning of my schedule, I can even single hand hold this, which is a big deal for me, right? So although, yes, I am stretching my hand out quite a bit in order to get a grip around this, but I could single palm it or I could hold it this way. It's just much more comfortable to hold and kind of take around with me. I think it's a great size, to be quite honest. I don't know. Also, it's interesting because the 13-inch is actually thinner than the 11-inch, which, you know, it's contrary to what we might think, but like it's very minimal, and I don't think you can even tell on camera. I'll say this, okay? Size-wise, if you've never experienced a 13-inch iPad Pro, and you've always kind of stayed away because the size was just way too daunting. So this year, the daunting weight and size, it's much less. Like I wouldn't mind carrying this around. In my experience, I'll tell you guys straight up, I have the 12.9-inch iPad Pro I've had for like 2 years now or 3 years now. I stopped taking it around with me because it was just way too daunting. When paired together, like this thing is heavier than my MacBook Pro 14-inch. This year, definitely less daunting. If you're somebody who doesn't keep a Magic Keyboard on here, much more usable device. But now if you are somebody who is looking to make this like your primary sidekick device, you already have a MacBook, you already have a computer, and you just want a sidekick device to kind of just watch content on occasionally, to plan your day, to schedule things, and just to have something to kind of browse on, I still think the 11-inch is the way to go. I think I might just stick with that decision this year. I don't know, man. There's something about the bigger screen and also it being this like light and thin. It's alluring. It's alluring. I'll say that. Okay, but we'll revisit this topic. Okay, now let's quickly talk about colors. Okay, I'll be honest with you guys. The silver is really nice. I like the silver, but this year this is the new color. This is the space black, and it is nice. It is nice. I won't lie. It is nice. I will say this. My MacBook Pro is also space black, which is why it makes me want to lean towards the silver again. But because I've had the silver last year, I think I might stick with the space black. I will say that the space black for some reason does look a little more premium. I don't know, what do you guys think in the comments down below? Let me know what you think. The silver is nice, but it kind of just looks a little bland at certain times. Versus this, like if I'm carrying this around, I look like an executive, which maybe is just in my head. Really quickly before we move on, one thing I will say about the 13-inch iPad Pro, I actually find it very, very impressive how Apple was able to fit like the same amount of battery life, if not a little bit more, and even better performance into a skinnier body. Like that is actually very difficult to do. But let's go ahead and unbox this Magic Keyboard. Ooh, I like that hinge. The hinge felt nice. Oh yeah, right off the bat, like this feels much more higher quality. You've got the all aluminum finish on the inside now. Oh, the keys feel really nice as well. The trackpad won't press in because we have a haptic feedback engine just like the MacBook Pros. So yeah, no, this feels literally like the MacBook Pro. I don't know, is it creepy to smell tech? Honestly, not a huge difference. This does feel, the new one does feel a little bit lighter, but yeah, it's not like a huge difference. It does feel and look a lot nicer though. You do have the aluminum back over here versus on the old one, it was all this plastic material. Now on the inside, you can see the difference. Like the new one has all this aluminum finish, nice and shiny, versus on this, you had this plastic, almost like silicone finish on it. You can also see how much better the space utilization is on the new one. Here now you have the function row, you have a bigger trackpad. The newer Magic keyboards are worth the upgrade, I think, in my opinion, if you had to choose between the two. Now let's go ahead and pair this with the Magic Keyboard. So the new keyboard definitely feels a lot more like their MacBook Pros. So if you like the MacBook and MacBook Air, MacBook Pro keyboards, you're gonna love the keyboard on this guy. And yeah, the fact that they were able to get that kind of key travel inside such a thin case, pretty impressive, okay? You can see thickness-wise, it doesn't feel like a huge difference. It does feel nicer to carry around because you have like this like aluminum feeling thing here. It feels more premium, I'll tell you that. But yeah, overall, honestly now, again, when I pair it with the Magic Keyboard, is it worth it for me to take something this bulky or this heavy? I don't think so. So let me go ahead and pair that with the Magic Keyboard. Again, really nice experience here. Same thing, pairs right away. Keyboard feels nice. Now, one thing I was concerned about is being a smaller keyboard on the 11-inch, would it be tough for me to type on? Not at all. And yeah, like even the trackpad works well. I don't feel like I need more space than this. I think they've done a great job, like in terms of space savings and everything in here. Now let's go ahead and close this up. Yeah, much more manageable, much more manageable. Still a little bit heavier than what I would have liked, to be quite honest. Also, man, this, yeah, okay. Okay, so I think two birds with one stone here. I think I've decided on my size and my color here, okay? So firstly, size-wise, definitely much more manageable, especially if you are going to be pairing this with the Magic Keyboard. Much more of a actual sidekick device. Now, I will say this, if this was my main device, if this was a device that I was replacing my laptop with, I would definitely go with the 13-inch because having that slightly larger size, it just feels so nice, so much better. Now, in terms of color, look, I'm gonna tell you guys right now, comparing both of these, this combo of like the black soft touch finish here with the aluminum spine here, and then you also see the aluminum keyboard as well with the iPad, like, I think I gotta go with the black. Like the silver looks nice. Sure, you have the same stuff everywhere, like with the aluminum and everything like that, but with this, it's just such a nice two-tone complement. But I will say this, I think the keyboard cover, the white one is probably gonna hold up better than the black one. I'm already getting like smudges and fingerprints and random like oil stains on the black one. So yeah. So this is the brand new Apple Pencil Pro. Okay, so it feels very similar to the Apple Pencil 2. The one from last year literally feels like the exact same, like there's no difference here. I also find it intriguing how like the iPad Pro is like so thin and the Pencil is like thicker in terms of size. Now we have the whole squeeze. Oh yeah, okay, I like that. That feels good. When you squeeze it, you actually feel like the haptic motor on the pencil. That itself is probably worth the Apple Pencil Pro. This is the barrel roll that they were talking about. So as you can see, as I rotate my pencil, it kind of tells me how my stroke is going to be. So I can basically pinpoint exactly how I want to put my pencil down. Honestly, that would probably make a big difference to artists, but for me, I really don't know what I'm gonna do with that. But the squeeze and the haptic feedback is definitely very much appreciated. Okay, so the iPad is all set up, and yeah, like as I assumed, like everything is super snappy. Like look how quick everything moves. The 120 Hertz display looks fantastic. And look, now with the screen, okay, so some of you might be wondering, is it worth it? Like, is the screen actually significantly better with this tandem, like dual OLED screen and whatnot? I'll be honest with you, right off the bat, just looking at this, I can't tell a difference between just looking at the screen standalone without having anything to actually compare to. It looks very similar to the previous iPad screens I've had, but let's actually look at them side by side. Oh yeah, I can definitely tell the difference. When I'm comparing this side by side, there is a difference, okay? There is a difference. The OLED screen definitely looks better, and you can tell that. Like in the blacks, the colors, the contrast ratios, it looks fantastic. The HDR on these OLED screens literally pops. If you want the best possible screen on a device, the new ones are it. In terms of M4 chip, now, if you're wondering, does it make sense to jump to the latest iPad Pros because of the M4 chip? To be quite honest, even with the M1 chip from 2021, I had no qualms or no reservations. I was able to like get any of the video editing I wanted done on the iPad Pro. I was able to get all of the work, like photo editing, anything I wanted to do was a breeze. So to be quite honest, for me, the M4 is an overkill. It's a nice to have because considering where things are going, maybe now I probably don't need to upgrade this for like another 2 to 3 years potentially. But yeah, it's a nice to have. So it just basically future-proofs the device. Now, one thing I quickly wanted to mention about the Magic Keyboards. Okay, as I'm using this, like my iPad keeps like banging against this like aluminum, and now I'm like double thinking if it was smarter for Apple to just keep this like soft touch finish on the back here, or have this metal. As nice as the metal feels and looks, I feel like it's just gonna get really scratched up over time, especially this black one, right? But I'll report back to you guys. Make sure you guys follow me on Instagram and Twitter because I'll probably share my thoughts on that over time and how these cases turn out. But yeah, I'm gonna be doing a lot more interesting content with these iPads, so make sure you guys are subbed, and until those come out, feel free to check out one of these 2 videos here, and I will see you guys there. Peace.